life is all about balance. That's why the most important meal of the day is a balanced breakfast, right? And why our government's made up of a system of checks and balances. And why seeing someone lose their balance is, well, pretty much the funniest thing in the world. Well, a balanced brain is important as well. And having one will help a student nail the Smarter Balanced, or SBAC, assessment test. SBAC is how we got that fancy SBAC thing. Well, Schmoop's one of the only places you can go for help on this particular test. So if you're in one of the states using the SBAC to test students' Common Core know-how, you'll definitely want to check out what we've got cooking in the Schmoop kitchen. Our test prep materials are tailored specifically to the technology-enhanced items and depth of knowledge questions that the SBAC is designed to test. You'll find boatloads of drills and diagnostic exams for both the math and ELA portions of the exam, as well as assessment tools that'll help teachers gauge where a student's struggling and needs help, i.e. where the Common Core may be not quite so common sense. Yeah. For each problem, Schmoop provides a thorough review of an ideal response and explains how a student can get inside those test makers' heads and deliver precisely what they're looking for. By the time they've gone through our product, each student will be the Robin Hood of, hitting assessment targets. We know that this test is new and scary, like some strange, shadowy, looming figure, but we'll shrink it down to size, bring it into the light, and slap a smiley face on it. We'll be with your students every step of the way, from familiarizing them with Common Core aligned assessments, to understanding TEI problems and what's expected of them, to learning how to review effectively for the summative assessment they'll have to take at the end of the school year. Well, hopefully they'll even get to the point where terms like summative assessment don't cause them to break into tears. Okay, so what's the deal with all these tabs? Well, we'll give you the quick rundown so you can, keep tabs on them. Well, first there's the Topics tab, where you'll get the lowdown on what the Smarter Balanced is all about, including what question types your students can expect to see and the relevancy of their scores. In both the math and ELA sections, you'll find a list of targets, which are further broken down into depth of knowledge, question type, description of the topics, and Common Core tags, with links to corresponding drill sets so students can practice the different subsets of the targets, or as we like to call them, mini targets. Next, there's the Drills tab, which will link students directly to untimed bite-sized practice questions that are broken down by target areas. And because they're bite-sized, they don't have to worry about ruining their appetite for the actual test. Moving right along, we come to the Assessment tab. It includes assessment and diagnostic exams that have been segmented by claims, which is just the fancy word the Smarter Balanced test uses for major categories. Well, to their credit, the word claims is way, way shorter, so good call there, people. The diagnostics are just as long and thorough as the assessments, but are guaranteed to cover every target at least once, so teachers can assess the full breadth of material to be tested. Well, the assessments more accurately reflect the makeup of an actual test, but may not hit every single target, so you can pick your poison. Just remember that the vessel with the pestle has the brew that is true. When a student's score is submitted, we immediately provide a grade and go through each question with a thorough explanation of the answer, as well as show the question's target area and Common Core standards that it covers. We've got them covered, like a warm blanket, or a cold blanket if it's hot outside, whatever sounds best, really temperature-wise, All right, and finally there are the Performance tasks, which ask students to synthesize knowledge and skills covering multiple standards, focusing on research writing, complex analysis, and more. Each performance task includes an activity that'll help your students cut their teeth on a given topic as a warm-up for the more extensive project-based activity that'll be required by the SBAC. They'll be provided with any sources or information needed to answer their questions, so we're not going to leave them stranded on a raft in the middle of the sea of uncertainty. That sea is, by the way, the place you're most likely to find someone stranded on a raft. And don't forget that you can always create your own virtual classroom. Well, to set one up, all you have to do is click your name in the upper right-hand corner there, find the Create Classroom button, and then link to Common Core 8th. Don't forget to give your students the classroom code or they'll be back on that raft. Once you've decided that our test prep is a must-have, you can access it the same way you would any of our other prep materials by logging in, visiting your profile page, and then navigating to Common Core 8th or 11th grade. And that's it, you're in, and ready to begin getting your students ready for the ride of their lives. Unless they ever get a chance to take the space shuttle, into space, in which case we may be overselling the SBAC on Schmoop a bit. But, you get the idea.